All right, let's play a song.
Niggas selling ass like it's prostitution. Why would I care about a broke bitch 2 cents? Yeah, I keep it peasky though. Fly Norwegian model out in Aspen trying to hit the slopes. I said a lot of shit for other shit. If you didn't know, I know the plug in Anaheim and in Mexico. Big chili taste, you might understand the gypsy code. Ain't no limits to this shit. Feel like Master P. Switch drugs and entertainment. Feel like Master P. Easy rebel, my seat murder. Feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it. Feel like Master P. Ain't no limits to this shit. Feel like Master P. Switch drugs and entertainment. Feel like Master P. Easy rebel, my seat murder. Feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it. Feel like Master P. Run up in the building just like Master P. All my niggas true just like I'm Master P. Run up in the building just like Master P. All my niggas true just like I'm Master P. I gotta do it big like Percy and them in the 90s. Ain't no limit to this. Yeah. Goodbye, check Italian jewelers, big Japanese. Global gypsy bitch, the IP.
All right, so today we're working on a track from Travis Chase, and we're gonna play it back in a second. I just have to adjust some settings. Whenever you work in Pro Tools and you open up a different session from another computer, it swaps some of your settings. Pretty heavy on having my settings the way I like them. So default general color, I like the track to follow the clips to follow the track color. And then make sure they have else right. We're gonna do that. So now we're gonna go through and change the colors of everything. This one track we're working off is from a 2 beat.
Twist one up and then the
beat is mono. So this has happened to me before. So we have to find the beat on YouTube. So this is some of the things you got to deal with when you work on tracks from 2 beats. I don't know why I got the mono version of it, but yeah, it's happened before. Whoa, whoa. I don't know. So I'm trying this new thing where I have the clip game line open, and so let's see. Is this one called Let Go? No, keep it low. So yeah, not getting the stereo beat is actually quite important here. And the other thing we're gonna do, this is a little bit different with these type of sessions. You have to. That's not it.
I lose a doubt.
I feel like I used that beat recently from somebody else. Shoreline Mafia or GZ type beat, keep it low. No, that's definitely not it. Who's the by Chase? So sometimes when you're mixing, this is the stuff you must deal with is not getting the full files you need. I checked it and I thought it was good. It must have been something. You know what happens when I work in Ableton? Ableton doesn't do like the stereo thing, but this is definitely mono.
Global gypsy bitch, the IP is.
If we keep it mono, we're gonna lose a lot of the like the attack from. Oh, jeez. Okay, so because this beat is
Broke with gypsy bitch. Broke with smart click. Bout it, feel like Master P. Ain't no limits to this shit, feel like Master P. Switch drugs and entertainment, feel like Master P. Easy rebel, my C murder, feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it, feel like Master P. Stevie not seeing me, filet me young, we at house just to keep it.
Yeah, so the beat is definitely even on that 2 mix they sent. So I gotta try to find it. Okay, so this is the beat. We're just gonna rip it from the web. The artist, I think got the release on it. What we're gonna do today is we are going to use this MP3 version, and then once we get the artist to send us the wave, we will take the wave, but we will get the actual stereo one, because yeah, it was mono on both ends. All right, so we got the okay. Make sure this actually works this time. So we're gonna import audio, and then Shoreline Mafia type of GZ beats. So let's import it, and this time we got a stereo beat. So that will definitely make a huge difference. Oh, this is also okay. So let's also take care of this. I don't like all this stuff. We're going to delete path, delete. We're gonna go to default, and then we're also going to import from, because I have a bunch of buses that I already set up, and I want to make sure I have that. So whenever you, as I mentioned earlier, whenever you actually import sessions from a different computer or a different person, it is this is what's gonna happen. Delete all these buses. So, yeah. Okay, cool. So we have all this stuff here. I'm gonna leave these here that you can see they're like are missing because for streaming I have to use a different interface. Even though it's still going to my Orion to go into the outside world, but it's not actually going to it digitally. So, anyways, we got that going. So now we have to put all the outputs again to. Let's just kind of put everything to out. Let's put everything out to the 1 and 2 here. Output, output. All right. Go to 1 and 2.
Smart cook, bout it, feel like Master P. Ain't no limits to this shit, feel like Master P. Switch drugs and entertainment, feel like Master P.
Okay, yeah, that's like a huge difference, by the way. Yeah, you see, it's a stereo sound. Okay, so let's just start this. Let's just play the song back, and then the next thing we have to do, because the way that they track this, there's some sort of latency. This has happened a lot with these tracks, where the vocal and the beat don't align to the way that it's supposed to. Because what happens sometimes, people rip these beats from online just to like get a vibe, and then when they get the actual file from the producer, there's like latency that they have to adjust. So I have to adjust that latency to make sure, and I'll check the reference. So you can see here, like this beat, look how much like how it starts, and this is the reference mix, so we can kind of see here where everything is starting. Like off rip, everything's already off. So why don't we just work on this? So we have this right here, and so if you're new to Pro Tools, I'm using the feature called tap to transient, and then you hit tab and it goes to the first transient it sees. And then I create a breakpoint there. Do the same thing here, create another breakpoint there. And then you click this. So you're gonna do control and click on this clip, and it's gonna drag it to start. Oh no. See, this is why I don't like this clip thing. Okay, so let's go to the clip line is not allowing me to do what I normally would be doing. So we're gonna go to clip, to view clip, and we don't want clip line, we just want clip gain. Where's clip line? Okay, no clip line. All right, so now if you do control and click, it drags it to match. And now these two are the beat and the reference, almost. So it is important that you like zoom in and check as well, but it puts you in the ballpark. So they're slightly off, so I'm going to adjust it, find a breaking point, get it a little tighter. And also the beat from the web is a little louder, and so we'll have to adjust just so you can kind of see the round. Okay, yeah, a lot louder. Okay, so now the beats are actually lined. The beat is lined up to the reference beat, and now we have to see how the vocals came out.
Big like Percy and them in the 90s. Ain't no limits to this. Yeah. Goodbye, chapter, Italian jewels, big Japanese. Global gypsy, bitch, the IP is owned by me. I twist one up and then another.
Alright, so I can't really tell without checking the reference, but what I'm doing right now is I'm grouping all these vocals so that when I move everything, it's all going to move together. So you just highlight everything. I have to cut some stuff up front here, so we'll create a breakpoint with Command E. And oh, see, this isn't lining up either. No, it's lining up. Okay. There, you can see here that there's like some stuff going on, but I think that's vocals. So let's take a listen to the reference mix and let's see where the vocals come in.
I got to do it big like I got to do it big like Percy and them in the 90s. Ain't no limit to this. Yeah. Goodbye, chapter, Italian jewels.
Oh, okay. So all we had to do was just go ahead and fix that. Why is my meltdown? Oh, Paul. So that's gonna depend on the vocal. Sometimes it does that. You can, if you're using the ARA thing from Pro Tools, maybe try the plugin version if you have it, and try to see if it reads it. I from time to time I get this line. You can maybe try to, if the vocals clip, you clip it, lower some of the gain of it, and see if you can reread it and it actually picks up the note. Because it does happen from time to time. On a bad situation, it's gonna mean that it's the actual like. Sometimes the vocal is just one note too. You know, if it's like a more of a talking thing and they're not really going up and down to hit the notes. So give it a shot. Yeah, that's how it goes, man. But let's go ahead and play this track all the way back. We're pretty lined up. Looks like lining the beat up kind of made everything. Yeah, everything looks good. Okay, so I'm gonna play the beat from the start so we can kind of know what we're getting ourselves into today. Again, this is Travis Chase, hip hop rapper from here in Los Angeles, and let's take a listen.
I gotta do it big like Percy and them in the 90s. Ain't no limits to this. Yeah. Goodbye, chapter, Italian jewels, big Japanese. Global gypsy, bitch, the IP is owned by me. I twist one up and then another, that's how it be. King Griffey swing mans is on my feet. I lose a dime to get another upgraded C. I'm chilly chase, I play it cool, yeah, I need a mink. Pink rose in the cup, I go pinky ring. She blow my mind every time, yeah, that girl a shrink. I got diamonds, I got dollars, I got diamonds, I got dollars. Made my second string to starter, cause that girl be going harder. I am not with the sucker shit. When it comes to toes, I'm shaking free, go sell that muppet trick. Ain't no limits to this shit, feel like Master P. Swear drugs and entertainment, feel like Master P. Easy rebel, my seat murder, feel like Master P. Smart cook, bout it, feel like Master P. Ain't no limits to this shit, feel like Master P. Swear drugs and entertainment, feel like Master P. Easy rebel, my seat murder, feel like Master P. Smart cook, bout it, feel like Master P. Stevie not seeing me. Filet me young, we at Chelsea to keep it P. Don't hate on greatness, hope be more like me. Your baby daddy is a mask, I kiss my pinky ring. Bass God flow on the track like I'm Little B. Watch me chef, watch me cook, watch me chef, watch me cook. I got no patience, so I'm getting to it. Shout out my nigga Larry Lama, yeah, we get into it. If I ever took a loss, I make no excuses. No handouts, niggas selling ass like it's prostitution. Why would I care about a broke bitch 2 cents? I keep it peasky though. Fly Norwegian model out in Aspen, trying to hit the slope. I said a lot of shit for other shit. If you didn't know, I know the plug in Anaheim and in Mexico. Big chili taste, you might understand the gypsy code. Ain't no limits to this shit, feel like Master P. Swear drugs and entertainment, feel like Master P. Easy rebel, my seat murder, feel like Master P. Smart cook, bout it, feel like Master P. Ain't no limits to this shit, feel like Master P. Swear drugs and entertainment, feel like Master P. Easy rebel, my seat murder, feel like Master P. Smart cook, bout it, feel like Master P. Run up in the building just like Master P. All my niggas true just like I'm Master P. Run up in the building just like Master P. All my niggas true just like I'm Master P.
Alright, so there is a song. We have that now. We got a quick listen to it. And we're just going to go all the different parts. I'm just cleaning up the vocals as they're coming in. I'm trying to just clear any dead space, just to kind of make it as tight as I can from not having noise. I'll probably put a gate on some of these too, but it also just makes it easier for visual. Alright, so hooks, I always put as one color, so we're going to switch the color here. We're going to click it. Hooks are going to be this orange for me. The tag is going to be a yellow. That's my effects type of sound. And then the beat, I'm just going to kind of do it the color I do drums, which is dark purple. And then the verses and the ad-lib track, those I like a little like baby blue. And there we go. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is we have stacks of the vocal.
No limits to this shit, feel like Master P. Swear drugs.
I'm going to assume that the first one is the main and the other ones at the back, the unders. I'm going to make these left and right. But what needs to happen is we're going to align them just so they're nice and tight. That's a big thing with like vocal stacks. You want to make sure that they're aligned close enough so it feels like a powerful vocal in unison. Sometimes if they're not tight, they're going to sound off, and that's going to hurt the power of the song. So there's many tools you can use. I am a vocal line guy. So we'll go to Audio Suite, open up Vocal Align, just have that ready. I duplicated the playlist for the left and the rights so we can kind of start warping them a little bit. And to do a duplicate of the playlist with the keyboard is Control Command \. This is all Mac. I'm a Mac user. And then the duplicate comes up. So I already did one. So in case I have any issues, like let's say we do some of the adjustments and it doesn't sound right, we want to go back to the original, you just go back to the different playlist and copy that over. So let's take a listen to just the vocals solo. And this is before we do any mixing, just because it's important that these vocals are lined up.
Ain't no limits to this shit, feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment, feel like Master P. Reezy Rebel, my seat murder, feel like Master P.
So you can hear it's like slightly, it's tight, but it's not tight enough. I think some of it's a little bit off, and we can improve it. So I'm gonna kind of maybe break it up into chunks. I don't like to do too much because it's the plugin's gonna work too much. So we'll do like 2 stances at a time. So the first thing is we're gonna do. We're gonna highlight the region we want. We're gonna come here to vocal align, and then we're gonna do capture, and it's gonna capture and kind of read all that. We're gonna go down to the under, and under here where it says dub, we're gonna capture that, and then we're going to render. So before I hit render, I'm gonna play you just the under.
Ain't no limits to this shit, feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment, feel like Master P. Ain't no
Okay, and now we're gonna render this.
Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment, feel like Master P.
You can hear that it's slightly adjusted. It wasn't too far off, but it was just enough where it was kind of feeling a little phasey, and I wanted it to be a little tighter. So now we're gonna go down to the. This is gonna be the right side. The first one we played was the left side. Here, what we're gonna do, since we already have the guide captured, we're gonna capture the dub, and we're gonna go capture here, and again render. And you can see like too visually, like it slightly moves, and we are just looking to get it that much tighter. All right, so I'm gonna also pan these now that we have these here, and you'll see that like it just sounds more in unison.
Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment, feel like Master P.
So, I think I can show you before. So we're gonna go up on the playlist. So what I'm doing here too, if you click on the clip region, you can go shift with your up and down keyboard arrow on Mac, and you can go between playlists. So now we're back to the original playlist where they're a little bit loose, and let's hear that.
Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment, feel like Master P. Reezy.
So it's again slightly off. I think it's more powerful when they're tighter, when they're more following the guide, the main track.
Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment, feel like Master P.
So yeah, so that right there I think is a stronger way to go. So now we have to go through all these and kind of do the same thing. I'm not really worried about the breath. So we're gonna not focus on the breath. We're gonna just focus on the actual vocals. And yeah, there we go. All right, capture. This is a new guide. We're gonna go down to the dub, capture the dub, render. Capture the next dub, render. And what we're gonna do after we go through these sections is we're going to listen back to make sure that nothing happened that we didn't like. Because sometimes, if it's a little too far off, it will warp it in a way that doesn't sound natural, and you have to maybe do less, or maybe leave out like a word or two, and then move it by hand. Because yeah, you can also do all this by hand to kind of correct it, but this is just the fastest tool, and it's important to move fast. You want to be efficient with your time, and this is why this wonderful plugin Vocal Align Pro is available. So big shout out to them. They actually did take care of me with this. They hooked me up. I provided a lovely quote because it's just such a time saver, and it's an important part of most workflows when you're dealing with heavy vocals. So vocal stack. So we're gonna capture this one.
Sports, drugs, and entertainment, feel like Master P. Reezy Rebel, my seat murder, feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment, feel like Master P. Reezy Rebel.
And sometimes you gotta like grab a little extra from the main to make sure you're grabbing everything from the dub. So this one I had to go back and capture some of the pre, and we captured the dub now. Okay, I moved it up. Yeah, that one you can see like watch undo, do like the time shifting, and that's really important because like that's where it sounds phasey. It doesn't sound as strong. This is what's gonna help make it sound more like a pro, like a professional mix, and more of like a polished sound. And That's what the artist wants. Most artists. Sometimes people want like some raw stuff. Now let's see here. Great. So we're gonna do here. Just select the whole region. I'm gonna do Control Command F to give me a bunch of crossfades to clean up so we don't have any pops or any sounds like that. It has to adjust some of the boundaries. Great, go for it. Then we're gonna go back to here on grid mode. We're gonna copy this, and we're one bar before the hook, and we're gonna paste it. Oh, no, it's line up. Huh.
Standard to the code. Ain't no limits to the shit. Ain't no limits to the shit. Feel like ain't no limits to the shit.
Okay, let's see what's going on. Yeah, this one's a 2-track, man. Hip hop 2-track has its ups and downs as far as like what you can do with it, but sometimes that's what it is.
Ain't no limits to the shit. Feel like masterpiece. Feel like masterpiece. Sports, drugs, and entertainment. Feel like masterpiece.
Okay, so I don't know. I guess we're gonna have to do this one a little differently. I'm pushing the grid as tight as I can, so I can. You can see here we're hitting just like that little section off of the main one. Let's see if I can come here and paste it. I don't know why.
Ain't no limits to the. Ain't no limits to the.
So we're gonna have to move these by hand to match. I think they just came up in a different part of the beat, and yeah, shift them over here. And I think once we line up the main one, the other ones are gonna line up because these bottom ones here, the unders are not lined up properly because those are not affected. Okay. Yeah.
Ain't no limit. Ain't no limit. Ain't no limit. Ain't no limits to the shit. Feel like math.
So what we're gonna do here, we're going to just kind of get this break in this track, go to the other ones, and then we're gonna delete, delete, delete. Come here, and then we're gonna like line this up. Perfect.
Ain't no limits to the shit. Feel like masterpiece. Feel like masterpiece. Sports, drugs, and entertainment. Feel like masterpiece. Feel like masterpiece. Easy rebel, my seat murder. Feel like masterpiece. Feel like masterpiece. Smart click, bout it. Feel like masterpiece. Feel like masterpiece. Ain't no limits to the shit. Feel like masterpiece. Feel like masterpiece. Sports, drugs, and entertainment. Feel like masterpiece. Feel like masterpiece.
Okay, so we have lined up the vocals. We did the
To the shit. Feel like masterpiece. Ain't no limits. Ain't no.
okay. So now we have the tightened up hook on both versions, and that's really clutch. The verse doesn't have any, has more like ad libs type tracks. I'll have to listen to the reference to see where that all that is, and make sure everything's good. But I think we have a good place now that we can like really focus on the mix. Now, since I've worked with Travis before, I have a bit of a template that I use for his vocals. So we're gonna import like the all the different files just so we can kind of like lock in his sound that we already have. So the cool thing when you work with an artist on multiple tracks, you kind of build a bit of a template for them. You know, like especially if it's being recorded the same way, you can kind of make sure that you're getting the same type of sound that they need from the previous recordings. Obviously, this is gonna be our third record together, so I've kind of established a sound that I like and that he obviously likes, and I'm gonna try to match it. So we're gonna import a bunch of the settings from the last few recordings, and then we'll take it from there. We'll make all the needed adjustments, and start doing all the clarity. But most important thing you got to do first is like get the vocals lined up tight. Make sure, like again, we had to deal with getting the beat. The beat we first got was not stereo, so we got a stereo beat from the web. I'll replace that with a wave once I get to touch base with the artist. And beyond that, and that stuff takes time. And that all of this is part of mixing. It's part of your prep work. Part of all this stuff needs to be taken care of. Uh, and I just realized I cut the tag off. Okay, so let's go to import settings. So we're gonna do here. Let me find Travis. Cool. Last one I did was for. You know what? Let's do this one because this one was only with him solo. The other one had a feature. We're under import session data. We're gonna go do not import any clips, and then we don't want any volume sends or automation. We just want the routing. And yeah, let's see what we have. We're definitely gonna need the stereo mix. And this one's gonna be in the box. The last one I did, this one I did for him here was done in I did it with like some outboard gear, but we will rock this one in the box. And, okay. So I'm just gonna import all these tracks and then we're gonna mix and match, and then get everything to kind of rock and roll. Okay. So for this to kind of work, I'm gonna check on. Yeah. So now we are just waiting for all the plugins to import from the session, and we're gonna do some routing within those plugins. And he's pretty consistent with how he delivers tracks. For the hooks, he has the main 200, and then some ad-lib tracks. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna start with the beat. Since it's a 2 beat only, and this one we're going to go all in the box on this one. So we're gonna change some routing. The routing is gonna be, I have stereo mix aux. If I can find you, cool. And the output here is just gonna be straight out 1 and 2. We're gonna send the beat directly to that, and it's now what I'm doing. I'm also gonna turn off all the plugins on the master bus because we're gonna have to go through that one by one once we kind of get everything routed. And the first thing I do want to turn on here is heat. For those not familiar with heat, heat is a plug. It's like a plugin created by the Crane Sun folks, and it's meant to be like a tape emulation. And these are my settings that I have always. One click left on drive, one click left on tone. I read the manual, and that kind of, I was reading the manual, and there's like a certain way that the drive works and the tone, what type of tone you want. If I remember, I think I went a little bit darker on the tone, so I use that every time. It's, to me, I feel like it's like a tape machine, so I put it there as it is, and I don't touch it. Uh, I do either keep it on or keep it off, but the settings I keep the same because you're mixing to it. So, and then let's look at these. So all these are going out to outputs. So we're gonna flip the stuff that's going to outputs, and we're gonna put them to actually, we're gonna put them into the routing that I have created. So I have a aux track, and I call it stereo mix ST mix, and I have everything routed there, and stuff that is not. So I like to just put everything, all the outputs, all the auxes are gonna go there. So we're gonna control everything from that. And let's go to stereo mix aux. Okay, great. all that's being sent out there now, and we have to just get the ad-lib vocal. We have to start putting everything where it needs to go. So this is the main. As you can see, my color coordination kind of helps here. Let's see. Okay, sorry. So the main vocal for the hook, just put it onto this one. Oh. All right. Oh no. I'm trying to remember. I think that was a different track. Did I drop my email here? Oh, I'm a little confused. Did I drop my email here? Oh, the Atmos template. Yeah, dude. Sorry, I missed the comment. Send me a DM. Don't post it here. Send me a DM on and I'll send it to you. I don't have any other templates. I'm gonna do that. I think that's my goal this year is to build some templates. I always just import settings. I'm an import settings guy, and I'll import stuff. But yeah, I'll definitely I'll hook you. Yeah, but I do have one for Adobe Atmos. That's 1,000%. That's my fault. Message me, and then I'll email it to you. All right, so we got that lined up. So I'm assuming these are ad libs, but let me check.
Feel like Master P. Switch drugs and entertainment. Feel like Master P. Busy rebel, my see murder. Feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it. Feel like Master P.
Also, there are drops that they've already created, so I need to mimic the drops. So since we see a drop, let's just do the drop here.
Rebel, my see murder. Feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it. Feel like Master P. Ain't no feel like Master. Bout it. Feel like Master P. Bout it. Feel like Master P. Ain't no
Look like okay, I don't know.
P. Smart click, bout it. Feel like Master P. Ain't no
I might switch some of these drops so they can be a little cleaner.
Feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it. Feel like Master P. Ain't no limits to the shit. Feel like Master P.
I mean, sure. I see what they did there. I personally would have taken it to that one, but I can kind of see what's going on. Let's see here. I think they have another one over here.
Yeah, I am not with the sucker shit when it comes.
Sounds good, Paul. I'll take care of you.
Yeah, I am not with the sucker shit when it comes to toes. I'm shit when it comes to toes. I'm
yeah. There we go.
when it comes to toes. I'm sick of free. Go set that Muppet trick. Ain't no.
Yeah, that's good. So with hip hop tracks and especially like this style of music, drops are a big thing, and it just kind of adds the energy to the music. I think it's I do it sometimes, but sometimes they just already come drop. But you can kind of tell here in the waveform where the drops are.
Master P, smart click, bout it. Feel like Master P. Master P.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna think. Yeah, like this one, I have to do it here. Like, yeah. Oh, fire. Okay, the artist just chimed in. I'm going to adjust some of the drops. He said I can do whatever I want, which is awesome. But yeah, like the way that this one happens, it's like a hiccup. You don't want a hiccup. You want it to like just come in on the down. You want it to hit hard. So let's actually adjust some of these. Because these drops are dope, but I just wanted to hit where it needs to hit. Like, you want the 808 and the kick to be the ones, like, knocking it down. So let's see.
Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P. Switch drugs and entertainment, feel like Master P. Busy rebel, my see murder, feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it, feel like Master P. Ain't no limits.
Yeah, so, you know, like, there's, like, little clips and stuff. Like you'll hear mine when I switch over. Like
shit, when it comes to toes, I'm sugar free. Go sell that muffin trick. Ain't no limits to this.
it's cleaner not having that little tail up front, so it doesn't feel like this. And then all the compression and everything that's going on is gonna make it just go boom, especially in your system when you have some subs. So yeah, getting the drops right and like just clean makes a difference.
Feel like smart.
I think there's another drop here.
Smart click.
So they did this drop
here. Smart click. Bout it. Feel like Master P.
See, I kind of like this one being
smart click. Bout it. Feel like Master P.
Yeah, but see, I don't like that, so we're gonna clean it up to that instead. Okay, cool. I don't think there's anything up front, is there?
Afraid to see. I'm chilly tits. I play it cool. Yeah, I need a me. Pink rose in the cup. I go pinky ring. She blow my mind every time. Yeah, that.
And it's cool too with like drops. You can add effects to them. I always like to use verify, and like this is like a really super like strong tool, and it's just kind of like you know, just one of the many tools that you use in the hip hop when you're working with 2 beats or any just in beats in general. Like you use this to slow down, stop, and that really kind of adds like variety and helps the beat feel fresh and unique to the vocals too, you know. And let's see, but we gotta see, these little things matter, these little fades. Otherwise, it's just clipping and it takes away, and you want it to hit.
Pinky ring. She blow my mind every time. Yeah, that girl a shrink. I got pinky ring. She blow my mind every time. Yeah, that girl a shrink. I got.
You know, I think it's gonna be better if it does this.
She blow my mind every time. Yeah, that girl a shrink. I got diamonds. I got dollars. I got.
I mean, it can also be like one of these like double hits.
I got diamonds. I got diamonds, I got dollars, I got diamonds, I got dollars. Make my second string to start it, cause that girl be going hard. I got diamonds, girl a shrink. I got diamonds, girl a shrink. I got diamonds, girl a shrink. I got diamonds.
Okay, I'll do that for now. I have an idea, but let's get the vocals. It's hard to hear what the vocals are not in the same chain. Because all right, so we put these vocals where they need to be. These are gonna be ad libs. So I have some ad lib tracks up here. BG.
Master P, sports, drugs, and entertainment. See rebel, my see murder.
Okay, so this is not going to the right place. So some more routing we gotta do here. We're gonna send one to their mix.
Feel like Master P. Yeah, feel like Master P.
So on this one, I'm gonna add RVox to use the gate.
Feel like Master P. Feel like Master P. Feel like Master P. Yeah, feel like Master P.
Now, you can hear some of the chain actually on his, but I am a big fan of chain in ad libs. Like if you ever listen to some of your favorite hip hop, you'll hear some of it. You'll hear some of the chains moving, and I just think it's just like it's a sound that's been kind of popular. I don't know if everyone notices it, but I always notice when the chains move, and I kind of like it. Especially like if you're rapping, you hear some chains. It's just like some real hip hop. So let's hear this. But I do want to like kill some of the other noise.
Feel like Master P. Feel like Master P. Feel like Master P. Yeah, feel like Master P.
Okay, cool. So we still gotta add reverbs and kind of maybe give it more of an effect so they can cut through the mix. But I'll have to see when we get the mix to that point. But I just wanted to take care of that real quickly. Okay, and then all right, so that's the hook. So the hooks are kind of like where it needs to be. We have it with the processing that we've been using on his vocals. So
ain't no limits to the shit. Feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment feel like Master P. Reason Rebel, my C murder feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it, feel like Master P. Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment feel like Master P. Reason Rebel, my C murder feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it, feel like Master P. Stevie not seeing me, Chase, filet me young, we at chops just to keep it P. Don't hate on greatness, hope be one like me. Your baby daddy is a mascot. Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment feel like Master P. Reason Rebel, my C murder feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it, feel like Master P. Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment feel like Master P. Reason.
Yeah, automatically the vocals sound great because this is a chain that I've been working with him, and he's consistent with the way he delivers and the way that he delivers his takes and the files to me. So we're in a really good place already. So let's take a listen.
Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment feel like Master P. Reason Rebel, my seat murder feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it, feel like Master P. Ain't no
So we're just doing some basic stuff here. I start with EQ7, roll off a lot of the low end, some of the wolfiness of the low end. Then I put it into the 670 Fairchild from, I think this is the not the legacy one, 670 from Universal Audio.
Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment feel.
Then we're doing some de-essing with Waves de-esser. Really important, the frequency I like to use is 4271. That just kind of seems to be one of the places I start with. Now, if other stuff comes through, if I'm hearing more sibilance, I'll add another de-esser. You know, I don't want one de-esser to cover everything. It's the same as you don't want one EQ or one compressor to do everything. Then we got the classic classic plugin here, SSL channel, boosting the 8K, doing a little bit on the 160 as well. Some
Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P. Sports,
you know, just doing some some compression as well. And then this one right here, kind of brings the Mog EQ, brings a lot of tone for me. This is the UAD version, which sounds exactly the same as a plugin Alliance non-satellite version, but this is what I've had for years. I'm at 10K. I'm pushing a lot of air, about 8 dB plus on that. 650 to give some body, and then again the 160, taking a lot of lows out. So what I do with some of these like vocals is like you take out the low end in order to kind of clean up anything with the recording, and then you kind of add it back with some of these plugins, and so it sounds cool and sounds natural. So, and then let's hear this. This is, and then the back. Oh yeah. So then I have the decapitator too. I have the Ampex channel setting. That's my favorite one, and not too much. Let's just 3K. And then I do have this guy right here. This is the Vitalizer. This is like a parallel thing I do.
Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment feel like Master P. Reason Rebel, my seat murder feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it, feel like Master P. Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment feel like Master P. Reason Rebel, my seat murder feel like Master P.
Yeah, that sounds clean. It's already sounding great. Just added some of that. That just kind of gives you some more clarity, and it gives the vocal a bit of width. It's going to my Vitalizer is this bad boy right here. It's a stereo imaging plugin from SPL. Not doing too much, but it does enough to kind of give the width to the main vocal. And then we have the backgrounds, the unders here. These ones I do treat a little bit different with the EQ. Like I try to take away some of the bitiness in the 1 to 2K range, but then I left some of the top in so you can kind of get some of that air to help like make it feel like you can hear them, but they're not building too much frequencies in the mid range, top like around the 1K, 2K, because that's kind of biting. That's the stuff you want to control. Then I have the Pro compressor from Pro Tools themselves. This is just like a really warm plugin that I like.
Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and
you know, we're doing maybe 2 dB of reduction again. De-esser plugin. Now here's a big thing. I don't like to put a de-esser on the master aux often at all because I think it's important to just get it from the individual ones, because otherwise you're dealing with the buildup of all of them into one aux. Not that sometimes it calls for that, but I prefer individual tracks. And then I have the tilt plugin from Mixdown, powered by Kai. I don't know. So many companies, one plugin. But this is a wonderful plugin. It has I'm boosting some highs here, and these are linked, which is cool. So we're boosting the 200, or we're reducing the 200s, and we're boosting it to 1K here. But it does it in like a different way than just raising the 1K. And it fits great. I have a touch of grit here in the center. It's like some tube saturation stuff. And that's the same for both left and right side. Then I do have a parallel aux here. What I'm going to do here, I got to do the follow my pan. And then I'm going to take it about here. So the Aphex is it's just like a exciter kind of saturation box. And it's really important that these, you don't overload it, because if you overload it, it becomes dark, really, really dark. I'm trying to get like a little bit of clarity from it, and you just can't send too much into it.
Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P. Sweat, drugs, and entertainment.
So here's another thing. Here, you know what? Now that we have like a kind of it going through the mix, we're hearing the P's pop like crazy. So, where's P?
P, switch, P, switch.
So to take care of that, it's super easy. I go to Audio Suite, Noise Reduction, and we go to Depulsive. Now, I already have an extra playlist, but just to show anybody that joined, Control Command / you add a playlist. So just because if you want to revert to something before. So let's listen to it.
P.
Now we're gonna process it. Here, let me do it again so you can see it from here without the plugin covering it. So this is how it looks naturally, and this is after the plugin. So it just
P.
It just makes it softer. I think I'm gonna go a little bit stronger, maybe like 6.5. Now we're gonna render it. Great. And then we're knocking that out. And we'll do that with the backgrounds as well, because they all kind of have that pulsive coming through with the P's.
Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P. Sweat, drugs, and entertainment, feel like Master P. Music rebel.
So great.
Music rebel, my seat murder, feel like Master P. Smart.
And this is like, once you start clearing up the vocals and start adding, you know, clarity and compression, all these things are gonna start coming out that you gotta like really just soften and touch up, because we are ultimately gonna get this to a really loud place just because of commercial loudness levels, and you want to make it loud and not harsh. You don't want the consumer to be like, what the heck? So
smart click, bout it, feel like Master P. Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P. Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P.
Yeah, I love this hook actually. This is a dope hook.
Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P. Switch,
like this one.
Switch, drugs, and entertainment. Feel like Master P. Music rebel, my seat murder, feel like Master P. Master P. Smart click.
Yeah, here we go. Almost done. I gotta adjust these fades, and then
Master P.
Yeah, you're gonna hear it with that drop too here clearly. Boom. All right, so we got that going through. Let's actually look at the backgrounds.
Like Master P. Music rebel, my seat murder, feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it, feel like Master P. Ain't no limits to the.
All right, so we're gonna add some reverb stuff.
Like Master P. Music rebel, my seat murder, feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it, feel like Master P. Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P. Switch, drugs, and entertainment, feel like Master P. Music rebel, my seat murder, feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it, feel like Master P. Stevie not seeing me.
that just makes it feel better. Uh, with his vocals and some of these like the hip hop stuff, the rap vocals. I don't go too crazy on the reverbs. I like the reverb I found for him. So I try to keep it very minimal. Play two. Okay, here it is.
Like Master P. Busy rebel, my C murder feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it, feel like Master P. Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment feel like Master P. Busy rebel, my C murder feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it, feel like Master P. Like Master P. Busy rebel, my C murder feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it, feel like Master P. Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment feel like.
So with this one, what I'm doing the reverb only on the main. I'm not putting it on the backgrounds because again, I don't want this to feel like too much of a reverb. I want it to feel like a space. I want to hear the clarity of each bar. I want to hear all that stuff. So I put it on the main, and it kind of just has that spread effect. And not I'm just kind of dialing it in until like you feel it, don't hear it, and that's I think where we're at. But with the ad libs, you kind of want to hear those. You definitely want to hear those. So like those are a little more up in the mix.
Like Master P. Busy rebel, my C murder feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it, feel like Master P. Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment feel like Master P. Busy rebel.
And quickly, I'm gonna show you. We also have like a whole another set of plugins here for the aux now. So this is the aux track.
Like Master P. Busy rebel.
And this is only for the main vocals. This isn't for the background. So again, we're cutting out some low ends, um, adding some boost so we can get some clarity. Got the R comp.
Like Master P. Busy rebel, my C murder feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it, feel like Master P. Ain't no limits to the.
Yeah, it's going tough. And so this I do. So the ratio, this works more like a limiter. I have it at 12, but I like the way it works. This one's a little bit fast attacks, kind of quick release, not too quick, medium I would say. But I just like to glue it together. It really helps bring the background vocals, the unders, up front a touch, and it feels more glued to the main vocal. Then we have the C1 compressors.
Like Master P. Busy rebel, my C murder feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it,
not doing crazy stuff, but and again, so this on these tracks, these hip hop stuff, I don't like in general aux guessers, but it works on this one. So I this one's covering a different range than the first one. The other one was like more about here. This one's covering a little bit more closer to the 5K range. If I can see, yeah, this is like 49, so around 5K. The other one's 42, so they're different. And let's see how much we're getting.
Like Master P. Busy rebel, my C murder feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it, feel like Master P. Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like.
And it's barely tapping it, but it does it. And then I have another compressor here. This one's more like a true compressor. It's a 3:4 ratio.
Like Master P. Busy rebel, my C murder feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it, feel like Master P. Ain't no limits to the shit.
So that sounded good. And then here I just have a trim plugin. Sometimes I just like to leave that at 0, the fader, and then kind of dial in the loudness with the trim plugin. Okay, so the hook sounded pretty clean. Let's just kind of listen to it from the top.
Ain't no limits to the shit.
Also,
ain't no limits to the shit. Ain't no limits to the shit. Feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment. Feel like Master P. Busy rebel, my C murder. Feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it, feel like Master P. Ain't no limits to the shit. Feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment. Feel like Master P. Busy rebel, my C murder. Feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it, feel like Master P. Stevie not seeing me. Chase for late.
Cool. So that's sounding great. We're gonna have to copy these over there as well again. What is the best way to do it? I'm going to go to shuffle mode, we're gonna take this. Luckily, there's this nice break point here of the lead main. We're gonna go down 1, 2, copy, and then let's go to hook 2, which is 5. That up. Get rid of that. A little bit. Up a little bit. So we go here. We're gonna paste it. Now the reason I'm doing this again is because we did a bunch of pulsive removal on the first hook that we have to add to this one. So
ain't no limits to the shit. Feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment.
And I'll have to match all the drops as well on this one, but we'll worry about that later. I just kind of wanted to get the first hook nice and tight. So now we can go to the verse. Also, like, we can do the ad-lib tracks, set the intro to the ad-lib.
I gotta do it big like Percy and them in the night.
Oh, not that. It's not ad-lib. Where are my ad-lib tracks? From here.
I gotta do it big like Percy and them in the 90s. Ain't no limits to this. Yeah.
So that goes there, and then at the end we have this one too. So let's kind of just take care of those, putting them where they need to be. Sure. And we deleted some stuff. We're gonna bring it back. It's a bit of a problem actually. See, you have to make sure that the fade works. Yeah. Well, if it doesn't, we build new tracks.
Run up in the building just like Master P. All my niggas quit just like I'm Master P. Run up in the building just like Master P. All my niggas quit just like I'm Master P.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Like Percy and them in the 90s. Ain't no limits to this. Like Percy and them in the 90s. Ain't no limits to this. Like Percy and them in the 90s. Ain't no limits to this. Yeah. Like Percy and them in the 90s. Ain't no limits to this. Yeah.
Alright, perfect. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go move into the verse, and we're going to get all that lined up. First, I'm actually going to consolidate some of these tracks, because I think they can all kind of go into one. So he's got a main one here. So here's a main. And so we can dump these two tracks and then put it all into one. So let's drop this into the verse track. Permit. Yeah. I'm gonna say it. No, say this one.
Yeah.
There we go.
Goodbye, chop the Italian jewels, big Japanese. But
So we got that. Then let's see. I gotta hear the reference to make sure these are, if those are like ad-lib type tracks or if they're just under.
goodbye, chop the Italian jewels, big Japanese. But with gypsy bitch, the IP is all about me. I twist one up and then another, that's how it be. King Griffey swing mans is on my feet.
Okay, so one is gonna be like a under, and the other one is the true ad-lib. So let's go ahead and get those tracks where they need to be. So this is the ad-lib. Cut that, drop it in the ad-lib track. Cool. And then this one is just an under. So we'll find the unders for here. And we're gonna have to keep it stereo. I mean, down the middle because there's only one. Maybe I'm gonna move it to like two left, two to my left. Then have the ad-lib to the right. Now everything's about the same as far as plugins. I just like to have them separate. So all the vocal chain we went through, the hook is basically the same as the verse, but it gives me more control to have it on a separate track.
I checked Italian jewels, big Japanese. But with Gypsy, bitch, the IP is owned by me. I twist one up and then another, that's how it be. King Griffey swing mans is on my feet. I lose a dime to get another upgraded C. I'm chili chicks, I play it cool, yeah, I need a me. Pink rose in the cup, I go pinky ring. She blow my mind every time, yeah, that girl a shrink. I got diamonds, I got dollars, I got diamonds, I got dollars. Made my second string to starter, cause that girl be going harder. I am not with the sucker shit. When it comes to toes, I'm shaking free. Go sell that Muppet trick. Ain't no limits to the shit. Feel like man, I checked Italian jewels, big Japanese. But with Gypsy, bitch, the IP is owned by me. I twist one up and then another, that's how it be. King Griffey swing mans is on my feet. I lose a dime to get another upgraded C. I'm chili chicks, I play it cool, yeah, I need a me. Pink rose.
One thing I am gonna do, I'm gonna go lower on the reverb for the main on the verses because I want some sort of like room difference, and it's all slight, but it's just what's gonna help that mix kind of go from the verse and the hook kind of just go. Whoop.
I checked Italian jewels, big Japanese. But with Gypsy, bitch, the IP is owned by me. I twist one up and then another, that's how it be. King Griffey swing mans is on my feet. I lose a dime to get another upgraded C. I'm chili chicks, I play it cool, yeah, I need a me. Pink rose in the cup, I go pinky ring. She blow my mind every time, yeah, that girl a shrink. I got diamonds, I got dollars, I got diamonds, I got. Yeah, that girl a shrink. I got diamonds, I got.
Alright, we're gonna do this because it might help. Let's speed this one up, see if it works out. Verify. Let's speed up, see how it feels.
Shrink.
Kinda works.
Rose in the cup, I go pinky ring. She blow my mind every time, yeah, that girl a shrink. I got diamonds, I got dollars, I got.
So it's a slight change. Like I think what the way when it was coming in for me, that 808 was kind of getting in the way of the bar. So I didn't want to get rid of that like that low end because it was I didn't want to lose the fullness of that 808 in that section. So I just sped it up.
Rose in the cup, she blow my mind every time, yeah, that girl a shrink. I got diamonds, I got dollars, I got.
And then the bell hits. Great. So I'm just to me this is hitting a little tougher. Travis will ultimately have a say once he hears this in the whip. But I thought it was cool. What I am gonna do is I'm just making sure that there's no like additional cuts there. I'm going to lower this clip so it's not as loud though.
I got diamonds, I got dollars, I got dollars. I got diamonds, I got dollars, I got diamonds, I got dollars. Made my second string to starter, cause that girl be going harder. I am not with the sucker shit. When it comes to toes, I'm shaking free, go sell that Muppet trick. Ain't no limit. I'm shaking free, go sell that Muppet.
So we have some S's here. I'm just gonna lower this because I can hear this a lot in the mix. We haven't even added the stuff yet from the two bus, but I know we're gonna take care of that. So
I'm shaking free, go sell that Muppet trick. I'm shaking free, go sell that Muppet trick. Ain't no. I'm shaking free, go sell that Muppet trick. Told I'm shaking free, go sell that Muppet trick. Ain't no limits to the shit. Told I'm shaking free, go sell that Muppet trick. Ain't no limits to.
okay, let's see. Oh, whoa. So everything is a little off from the grid. I'm gonna grab everything here, and then we're going to open up the grid. We're going to my nudge tools, and then we're going to switch this. Well, the nudge needs to be switched over to samples, we're gonna do 10 samples, and then we're gonna and see if we can line it up a little bit. And this is moving every. And we're just trying to get this super locked in so we get it to so we can be on the grid better.
I gotta do it big like Percy and them in the 90s. Ain't no limits to this. Yeah. Dubai, chocolate, Italian jewels, big Japanese. But with gypsy bitch, the IP is owned by me. I twist one up and then another. Comes to toes, I'm shaking free, go sell that muffin trick. Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment, feel like Master P. Ain't no limits to the shift.
All right, we did all the shifting just because I wanted that bomb. So Travis, hope you dig it. I just think it's gonna make that hook come in a little stronger.
Yeah, I am not with the sucker shit. When it comes to toes, I'm shaking free, go sell that muffin trick. Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment, feel like Master P. Easy rebel, my seat murder, feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it, feel like Master P. Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment, feel like Master P. Easy rebel, my seat murder, feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it, feel like Master P.
So this one's like iffy for me. Let's hear it without that, like, because it's choking the 808. Sometimes you like it, sometimes it works. I'm not sure if I love it, but let's hear it without it.
My seat murder, feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it, feel like Master P. My seat murder, feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it, feel Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment, feel like Master P. Easy rebel, my seat murder, feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it, feel like Master P.
Yeah, we're gonna keep it because it feels just rushed without having it. All right, so we're gonna move on to the second verse now. Kind of get all that lined up and put into the track properly. The first thing I'm gonna do is just kind of put everything into one track, just so it's easier for me to control. Okay, so we're gonna take this down to the track. It needs verse track. Oh.
Stevie not seeing me.
All right, so we're gonna cut the under track and get that where it needs to be as well. The ad lib here. So put the ad lib track top one here. All right.
Me, filet mignon, we at houses to keep it P. Don't hate on greatness, hope we filet mignon, we at houses to keep it P. Don't hate on
that pulsive is going kind of crazy, so we are going to duplicate the playlist once again. Control Command / in case we have to go back to it, and we're gonna go to Audio Suites, Depulsive, which we are Depulsive here. I think it was like a 6.5. So 6.5 here. Boom. Knock that out.
Tells us to keep it P. Don't hate on greatness, ho. Be one like me. Yeah,
I'm also gonna take it out on the under because lower it. So it's not taking it out. It's just kind of controlling the pulsive. Paul, my guy, with the likes. Let's see.
Just to keep it P. Greatness, ho. Just to keep it P. Don't hate on greatness, ho. Be one like me. Yeah, baby daddy is a mask. I kiss my pinky ring. Base God, my pinky ring. My pinky ring. Base pinky ring. Base.
Pinky has a pulsive too, and we're just gonna take care of that right now.
I kiss my pinky ring.
That right here has a kick, poke, a little click. So yeah, a lot of stuff with mixing is just like also clean these things out so it's nice and crispy. Because you don't want to hear any of this stuff when you're like super loud, like you're in the whip. It's like super, like just like in your face. You want to hear just the vocal, the beat, just you don't want to think about any of this stuff. Now, I'm probably in the small minority that hears all these things, but to me, I need to make sure that it's clean and I know it's going to translate everywhere.
Kiss my pinky ring, bass god flow on the kiss my pinky ring, bass god flow on the track like I'm Little B. Watch me chef, watch me cook, watch me chef, watch me cook. I got no patience, so I'm getting to it. Shout out my nigga, Larry patience, so I'm patience, so I'm.
So this is stuff that like even though you have the sibilant stuff, like you even though you have the esters, like you just gotta lower it by hand. Because if you try to suck it all out with like the ester, it's gonna like deaden the rest of the track. So
So I'm getting to it. Shout out, so I'm getting to it.
so we're gonna come here, reduce this, and I mean you can knock it down by a ton. Like I'm dropping this by like at least 9. Sometimes I go up as high as 16. No, okay, at 9 to 10. I think I go higher on like the breath for sure.
Get it to it. Shout out my nigga to it. Shout out to it. Shout out my nigga.
And you can just tell by the waveform too. You know, you look at the waveform and you can see it. Like it just like the S's have like a different look to them. And so I just go by hand, take them down. And I do it on both the I do it both on the under or doubles and triples because it all builds up. So I don't want it to build up.
So I'm getting to it. Shout out my nigga. So I'm getting to it. Shout out. So I'm getting to it. Shout out my to it. Shout out my nigga. To it. Shout out my nigga. To it. Shout out my nigga Larry Lama. Shout out my nigga Larry Lama. Yeah, we get into it. If I ever took a loss, I make no excuses. No handouts. Niggas selling ass. Took a loss, I make no excuses. No handouts. No handouts. Niggas. Excuses. No handouts. Excuses. No handouts. Niggas selling.
Okay, so yeah. So just tucking these down because it's all gonna get louder too. We have to add all the tuba stuff. But the song, the vocals, the beat, everything sounds great without any processing on the tubas. That's just gonna be, the cherry on top for the mix. Sometimes I depending most of the time like the tubas drives my mix, but some scenarios it doesn't. And there's like two different frames of thinking. Some people like to get everything correct on the actual mix. Like they're not correct. They do all the processing on the tracks, and then the two bus is very minimal. I like to use the two bus as like shaping the mix more. But once you put the tools and you shape into it, you put into it. Well, there you go. Guide particle is pretty magic. Does a lot.
This is no handouts, niggas selling. This is no handouts, niggas selling ass like it's prostitution. This is no handouts, niggas selling ass like niggas selling.
Okay, as much as I love chains, I think we're gonna lower this one quite a bit.
Excuses, no handouts, niggas selling ass like it's prostitution. Excuses, no handouts, niggas selling ass like it's prostitution.
Oh, what is that? I've never seen that. What is it? Now we're gonna take a look at that. Oh man. Well, I gotta kind of want to hear what the reviews on this is. Oh, okay, okay. I see what this is. I've heard of it before. It reminds me of like Fastmaster too. I use ozone, so that's been my jam.
Excuses, no handouts, niggas. Excuses, no handouts. Excuses, no handouts, niggas. Excuses, no handouts, niggas selling ass like it's prostitution. Excuses, no handouts, niggas selling. Excuses, no handouts, niggas selling ass like it's prostitution. Why would I care about a broke bitch 2 cents? Yeah, I keep it peasky though. Fly Norwegian model out and ass we're trying to hit the slopes. I said a lot of shit for other shit. If you didn't know, I know the plug in Anaheim and in Mexico. Big tilly taste, you might understand the gypsy code. Ain't no limits to the shit. Feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment. Feel like Master P. Breezy rebel, my C murder. Feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it. Feel like Master P. Ain't no limits to the shit. Feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment. Feel like Master P. About a broke bitch 2 cents. Yeah, I keep it peasky. About a broke bitch 2 cents. Yeah, I keep it peasky though. Fly Norwegian model.
You'll text me a promo. Oh, BG, my dog. What's up, bro? Yeah, I haven't. Oh yeah, I haven't tried it. I've heard about it. I've seen it being used, but yeah, I'll definitely give it a shout. I'll give it a try.
Why would I care about a broke bitch 2 cents? Yeah, I keep it peasky though. Fly Norwegian model out and ass we're trying to hit the slopes. I said a lot of.
Okay, so here I'm hearing some of the vocals not fully lining up. Oh, fire, bro! That's so sick. BG, hell yeah, dude. That's dope. Nothing like getting some. You know what? Like that's perfect for. This is where something like that's perfect is for just like end of day bounces, and you're just trying to get to it really. You just need something to sound good. Um, Stuff like ozone, you really gotta like dial in. Okay, but this section real quickly.
I keep it peasky though. Fly Norwegian model out and ass we're trying to hit the slopes. I keep it peasky though.
I think it needs to be a little tighter, so we're gonna bring in vocal line, and we're going to duplicate this track. We're going to grab here. It just feels a little cluttered, and I want to make sure that we're getting clarity on these vocals. So we're gonna come here. We captured that. We're gonna capture the dub. I already duplicated the playlist, and we're gonna boom.
I keep it peasky though. Fly Norwegian model out and ass we're trying to hit the slopes. I said a lot of shit for other shit. If you slopes, I said a lot of shit for other shit. For other shit, if you didn't know.
All right.
I keep it peasky though. Fly Norwegian model out and ass we're trying to hit the slopes. I said a lot of shit for other shit. If you didn't know, I know the plug in Anaheim.
Okay, so this is where you can even see it here. Like it's not quite lined up perfectly. Not that it needs to be, but I need it a little tighter because my ear it's not hitting the way it needs to. So we're gonna capture the main. Go down here to the dub again. Capture that. Render. Vocal line is worth every penny, by the way. Like, shout out to them again. They hooked me up. So mad love to vocal line. But I bought the previous version before, and I was using it all the time. Great plugin.
The shit for other shit. If you didn't know, I know the plug in Anaheim. And then the shit for other shit. If you didn't know, I know the plug in Anaheim. And in Mexico, big tilly taste. You might understand the gypsy code. Ain't no limits.
Okay, there we go. So, I mean, it didn't move it much, you know? It just moved it just a touch, but it made a huge difference to me, and it just makes it more together, and it's punching better. So, I think it's a huge thing.
Smart click, bout it, feel like Master P. Stevie not seeing me, filet me young, we at houses to keep it P. Don't hate on greatness, hope be one like me. Your baby daddy is a mask, I kiss my.
Okay, the chains are kind of loud. I love chains, but.
Don't hate on greatness, hope be one like me. Your baby daddy.
We're not getting rid of him, we're just like adjusting that.
Don't hate hate on greatness, ho. Don't hate on greatness, ho. Don't filet mignon, we had chances to keep it peak. Don't hate on greatness, ho. Be one like me. Your baby daddy is a mask. I kiss my pinky ring. Bass God flow on the track like I'm Little B. Be one like me. Your baby daddy is a mask. I kiss my pinky ring. Bass God flow on the track like I'm Little B. Watch me chef, watch me cook, watch me chef, watch me cook. I got no patience, so I'm getting to it. Shout out.
Alright, we gotta clean up a few of these syllables.
So I'm getting to it. Shout out. I got no patience, so I'm getting to it. Shout out my nigga Larry Lama, yeah, we get into it. If I ever took a loss, I make no excuses. No handouts, niggas selling ass like it's prostitution. Why would I care about a broke bitch 2 cents? I keep it peace, though. Fly Norwegian model out and ass, we're trying to hit the slopes. I said a lot of shit for other shit. If you didn't know, I know the plug in Anaheim and in Mexico. Big chili taste, you might understand the gypsy code. Ain't no limits to the shift.
Alright, so we did that. What do we have to do now though is let's get to the what's it called? The drops. So let's get the drops to match. But now I have to line up the reference mix to the track since we adjusted it a little bit to get to line it up so I can add some of the chops that I wanted to. So let's see.
Stevie not seeing me, filet mignon, we had chances to keep it peak. Don't hate on greatness, ho, be one like me. Your baby daddy is a mask, I kiss my pinky ring. Mask, I kiss my pinky. Mask, I kiss my pinky ring. Mask, I kiss my pinky ring. Bass golf.
Yeah, so I get what they're trying to do. We're gonna clean this up because it needs to hit. Those chops need to be tighter.
I kiss my pinky ring. Is a mask, I kiss my pinky ring. Bass golf flow. Mask, I kiss my pinky ring. Bass golf flow. Mask, I kiss my pinky ring. Bass golf flow on the. Bass golf flow on the. Bass golf flow on the track like I'm Little B. Bass golf flow. Ring. Bass golf flow.
My grid is where we are. We're at.
Kiss my pinky ring. Bass golf. My pinky ring. Bass golf flow.
Okay, so the line that we really want to cut is kiss my pinky ring. So that's the flow that we want to make sure is there. So let's kind of go back.
I kiss my pinky. Your baby daddy is a mask. I kiss my pinky ring. Bass golf flow on the. Your baby daddy is a mask. I kiss my pinky ring. Bass golf flow on the track like I'm Little.
Okay.
Your baby daddy is a.
We're gonna have to adjust a little bit because we want the bass god because basically when it comes back.
Bass golf flow on the track like I'm. Bass golf flow.
So this is where I want the beat to be back fully. I might do a speed up again, but let's just try this right here.
He is a mask. I kiss my pinky ring. Bass golf flow on the track like I'm Little. Ring. Daddy is a mask. I kiss my pinky ring. Bass golf flow on the track like I'm Little B. Watch me chef, watch me cook, watch me chef, watch me cook. I got no patience, so I'm. Daddy is a mask. I kiss my pinky ring. Bass golf flow on the track like I'm Little B.
Okay, so there's a few things. This ad lib here probably needs to go, just because it's getting in the way of that drop, and I think it's more important to get the drop. I'll probably send a version with it and without it to Travis so you can make the decision.
This hoe be one like me. Your baby daddy is a mask. I kiss my pinky ring. Bass golf flow on the track like I'm Little B. This hoe be one like me. Your baby daddy is a mask. I kiss my pinky ring. Bass golf flow on the track. Bass golf flow on the track like. Bass golf.
So maybe we can kind of beat. We don't have stems, but we can maybe get the pick out of this right here, just to kind of cover this section. So let's see.
Hate on greatness, hope be more like me. Your baby daddy is a mask. I kiss my pinky ring. Bass God flow on the track like I'm Little B. Watch me chef, watch me cook, watch me chef, watch me cook. I got no bass God flip, bass God flip, bass.
See, because I want that kick and I want the bass when he says bass God flow. Let's see.
Hate on greatness, hope be more like me. Your baby daddy is a mask. I kiss my pinky ring. Bass God flow on the track like I'm Little B. Watch me chef. Bass God flow on bass God, bass God, bass God, bass God, bass God, bass daddy is a mask. I kiss my pinky ring. Bass God flow on the track like I'm Little B. What? Stevie not seeing me. Filet me young, we at houses to keep it P. Don't hate on greatness, hope be more like me. Your baby daddy is a mask. I kiss my pinky ring. Bass God flow on the track like I'm Little B. Watch me chef, watch me cook, watch me chef, watch me cook. I got no patience, so I'm getting.
I mean, it works.
My pinky ring. Bass God flow on the track like ring. Bass God flow on ring. Bass God ring. Bass God ring. Bass God flow ring. Bass God flow ring. Bass God flow on the track like I'm Little B. Watch me chef, watch me cook, watch me chef, watch me cook. I got no patience, so I'm getting to it. Hate on greatness, hope be more like me. Your baby daddy is a mask. I kiss my pinky ring. Bass God flow on the track like I'm Little B. Ring, bass God flow, pinky ring. Bass God flow on the mask. I kiss my pinky ring. Bass God flow on the track like I'm Little B. Watch me chef, watch me cook. Bass God flow on the track like I'm Little B.
Yeah, we can't. I don't want the beat here because it takes away from that moment of like pinky ring. That's a dope moment.
I kiss my pinky ring. Bass God flow on the track like I'm Little B. I kiss my pinky ring. Bass God flow on the track like I'm Little B. Watch me chef, watch me.
Let's try a speed up from like where they kind of dropped it. Verify. Cool. So let's speed it up and see if that kind of gives us the vibe we need.
Hate on greatness, hope be more like me. Your baby daddy is a mask. I kiss my pinky ring. Bass God flow on the track like I'm Little B. Watch me chef, watch me cook, watch me chef, watch me cook. I got no patience, so I'm getting to it. Shout out my nigga. Got no patience, so I'm getting to it. Shout out my nigga Larry Lama, yeah, we get into it. If I ever took a loss, I hate on greatness, hope be more like me. Your baby daddy is a mask. I kiss my pinky ring. Bass God flow on the track like I'm Little B. Watch me chef, watch me cook, watch me chef, watch me cook. I got no patience. Kiss my pinky ring. Bass God flow on the track like I'm Little B. I kiss my pinky ring. Bass God flow on the track like I'm Little B. Watch me. Bass God flow on the track.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep it without it because it comes in on the bell, so it's just so.
Me young, we at houses to keep it P. Don't hate on greatness, hope be more like me. Your baby daddy is a mask. I kiss my pinky ring. Bass God flow on the track like I'm Little B. Watch me chef. Me young, we at.
Okay, maybe now we can add the ad lib again.
Daddy is a mask. I kiss my pinky ring. Bass God flow on the track like I'm.
Yeah, okay. Now it all clicked. Now it all clicked.
Me young, we at houses to keep it P. Don't hate on greatness, hope be more like me. Your baby daddy is a mask. I kiss my pinky ring. Bass God flow on the track like I'm Little B. Watch me chef, watch me cook, watch me chef, watch me cook. I got no patience, so I'm getting to it. Shout out my nigga Larry Lama, yeah, we get into it. If I ever took a loss, I make no excuses. No handouts, niggas selling ass like it's prostitution. Why would I care about a broke bitch 2 cents? I keep it peasky though. Fly Norwegian model out and ask for trying to hit the slopes. I said a lot of shit for other shit. If you didn't know, I know the plug in Anaheim.
Okay, so now we gotta go back to seeing where the other beat drops are at. So we got that one.
Bass God flow on the track like I'm Little B. Watch me chef, watch me cook, watch me chef, watch me cook. I got no patience, so I'm getting to it. Shout out my nigga Larry Lama, yeah, we get into it. If I ever took a loss, I make no excuses. No handouts, niggas selling ass like it's prostitution. Prostitution, prostitution, prostitution. What would I care about?
Alright, let's see. Let's see if we can clear this one out. This was
If I ever took a loss, I make no excuses. No handouts, niggas selling ass like it's prostitution. What would I care about?
okay, cool. So we just had to line it up with the kicks where the 808 hits come. That's cool.
Selling ass like it's prostitution. What would I care about a broke bitch 2 cents? A broke bitch 2 cents. I keep it peaky though. Fly Norwegian model out in Aspen trying to hit the slopes. I said a lot of shit for other shit. If you didn't know, I know the plug in Anaheim and in Mexico. Big chili taste, you might understand the gypsy code. Ain't no limits to this shit. Feel like Master P. Swear drugs and entertainment. Feel like Master P. Easy rebel, my seat murder. Feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it. Feel like Master P. Feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it. Feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it, feel like Master P. Ain't no limits to this shit.
Okay, so yeah. Now we're just copying the ones for the second hook, but the first hook and second hook drops are good. Clean them up a little bit, but that really does matter when you're like you want to make it feel the drops be smooth, flawless. You want it to just like you want to feel everything. You don't want it to be like, what's going on? You want to feel it, but you don't want to have it distract your track. So
ain't no limits to this shit. Feel like Master P. Swear drugs and entertainment. Feel like Master P. Easy rebel, my seat murder. Feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it.
What's going on here?
Smart click, bout it. Feel like Master P. Run up in the building just like. Smart click, bout it. Feel like Master P. Run up.
Okay, so I think I remember if I liked this here. We dropped it there, so got that. Get rid of that. Cool. All right, so yeah, locked in. And then we're gonna fade it out a little bit sooner. All right, guys. So I think we've kind of got it into a really strong place. Going to gonna come back to it and finish it. But everything looks pretty good right now. So give me one sec.
Dubai, chopped Italian jewels, baked Japanese. But with gypsy bitch, the IP is owned by me. I twist one up and then another, that's how it be. King Griffey swing mans is on my feet. I lose a dime to get another upgraded C. I'm chili chicks, I play it cool, yeah, I need a me. Pink rose in the cup, I go pinky ring. She blow my mind every time, yeah, that girl a shrink. I got diamonds, I got dollars, I got diamonds, I got dollars. Made my second string to starter, cause that girl be going harder. I am not with the sucker shit. When it comes to toes, I'm sipping free, go sell that Muppet trick. Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment, feel like Master P. Easy rebel, my seat murder, feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it, feel like Master P. Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment, feel like Master P. Easy rebel, my seat murder, feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it, feel like Master P. Stevie not seeing me, filet me young, we at houses to keep it P. Don't hate on greatness, ho, be more like me. Your baby daddy is a mask, I kiss my pinky ring. Bass God flow on the track like I'm Little B. Watch me chef, watch me cook, watch me chef, watch me cook. I got no patience, so I'm getting to it. Shout out my nigga Larry Lama, yeah, we get into it. If I ever took a loss, I make no excuses. No handouts, niggas selling ass like it's prostitution. Why would I care about a broke bitch 2 cents? I keep it peaky though. Fly Norwegian model out in Aspen trying to hit the slopes. I said a lot of shit for other shit. If you didn't know, I know the plug in Anaheim. and in Mexico. Big chili taste, you might understand the gypsy code. Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment, feel like Master P. Easy rebel, my seat murder, feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it, feel like Master P. Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment, feel like Master P. Easy rebel, my seat murder, feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it, feel like Master P. Run up in the building just like Master P. All my niggas crew just like I'm Master P. Run up in the building just like Master P. All my niggas crew just like I'm Master P. I gotta do it big like Percy and them in the 90s. Ain't no limits to this. Yeah. Dubai, chopped Italian jewels, baked Japanese. Bubble gypsy, bitch, the IP is owned by me. I twist one up and then another, that's how it be. King Griffey swing mans is on my feet. I lose a dime to get another upgraded C. I'm chili chicks, I play it cool, yeah, I need a me. Pink rose in the cup, I go pinky ring. She blow my mind every time, yeah, that girl a shrink. I got diamonds, I got dollars, I got diamonds, I got dollars. Made my second string to starter, cause that girl be going harder. I am not with the sucker shit. When it comes to toes, I'm sipping free, go sell that Muppet trick. Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment, feel like Master P. Easy rebel, my seat murder, feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it, feel like Master P. Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment, feel like Master P. Easy rebel, my seat murder, feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it, feel like Master P. Stevie not seeing me, filet me young, we at houses to keep it P. Don't hate on greatness, ho, be more like me. Your baby daddy is a mask, I kiss my pinky ring. Bass God flow on the track like I'm Little B. Watch me chef, watch you cook, watch me chef, watch you cook. I got no patience, so I'm getting to it. Shout out my nigga Larry Lama, yeah, we get into it. If I ever took a loss, I make no excuses. No handouts, niggas selling ass like it's prostitution. Why would I care about a broke bitch 2 cents? I keep it peasky though. Fly Norwegian model out in Aspen trying to hit the slopes. I said a lot of shit for other shit. If you didn't know, I know the plug in Anaheim and in Mexico. Big chili taste, you might understand the gypsy code. Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment, feel like Master P. Easy rebel, my seat murder, feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it, feel like Master P. Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment, feel like Master P. Easy rebel, my seat murder, feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it, feel like Master P. Run up in the building just like Master P. All my niggas crew just like I'm Master P. Run up in the building just like Master P. All my niggas crew just like I'm Master P. I gotta do it big like Percy and them in the 90s. Ain't no limits to this. Yeah. Dubai, chocolate, Italian jewels, baked Japanese. Global gypsy, bitch, the IP is owned by me. I twist one up and then another, that's how it be. King Griffey, swing mans is on my feet. I lose a dime to get another upgraded C. I'm chili chicks, I play it cool, yeah, I need a me. Pink rose in the cup, I go pinky ring. She blow my mind every time, yeah, that girl a shrink. I got diamonds, I got dollars, I got diamonds, I got dollars. Made my second string to starter, cause that girl be going harder. I am not with the sucker shit. When it comes to toes, I'm super free. Go sell that muffin trick. Ain't no limits to the shit. Feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment. Feel like Master P. Measy rebel, my C murder. Feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it. Feel like Master P. Ain't no limits to the shit. Feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment. Feel like Master P. Measy rebel, my C murder. Feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it. Feel like Master P. Stevie not seeing me. Filet me young, we had chances to keep it P. Don't hate on greatness, ho, be more like me. Your baby daddy is a mask, I kiss my pinky ring. Bass God flow on the track like I'm Little B. Watch me chef, watch you cook, watch me chef, watch you cook. I got no patience, so I'm getting to it. Shout out my nigga Larry Lama, yeah, we get into it. If I ever took a loss, I make no excuses. No handouts, niggas selling ass like it's prostitution. Why would I care about a broke bitch 2 cents? I keep it peasky though. Fly Norwegian model out in Aspen trying to hit the slopes. I said a lot of shit for other shit. If you didn't know, I know the plug in Anaheim and in Mexico. Big chili taste, you might understand the gypsy code. Ain't no limits to the shit. Feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment. Feel like Master P. Measy rebel, my C murder. Feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it. Feel like Master P. Ain't no limits to the shit. Feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment. Feel like Master P. Measy rebel, my C murder. Feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it. Feel like Master P. Run up in the building just like Master P. All my niggas quick just like I'm Master P. Run up in the building just like Master P. All my niggas quick just like I'm Master P.
All right. Had to take a quick ear break, but I wanted to finish this one. And so now we're just gonna load up the master bus to see what we gotta do there. Uh, oh my goodness. Let's see. All right. We're going to. So the first thing I have to do, since this is a um, two mix beat, I have to kind of regulate the low end going into the master bus, as you can see on this track, and then also just some of like the hi hat stuff. This is like I would call it my basic one. This just kind of handles problem areas. And the previous beat, the ones that these West Coast beats just kind of have the similar frequencies where like they hit and you need to kind of control it. So we're gonna do it here.
I gotta do it big like Percy and them in the 90s. Ain't no limits to this. Yeah. Dubai, chocolate, Italian jewels, baked Japanese.
So I'm gonna lower my speakers here, and we're gonna start going through the master 2 bus again, controlling some low end here with the Pro Q4, adding some top end with the Massenburg designs. Same with the Pro MB from Fab Filter. Nothing too crazy. We're just trying to make sure we get the presence we need. I think it's just like what, 1.5. 1.5. Oh, and we have the Weisenberg. Is this Weisenberg? No, this is just Wise. The Wise. This is the maximizer, which I really like, and the God particle. This just has the sweet stuff for the plugins. For the it has a really sweet spot for low end that I like. I turn off the limiter, not using the limiter, just kind of getting the sauce from their width and their saturation that I like. And we have Ozo 11. So let's just kind of hear these. we're gonna hear the first three: the Pro Q, the Massenburg, and the Pro MB plus the Ys. No, let's do those first three without the Ys. The Ys is gonna raise the volume quite a bit.
Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment, feel like Master P. Breezy Rebel, Mossy Murder.
Okay, so one thing I'm gonna do is lower the output of the overall beat.
Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment, feel like Master P. Breezy Rebel, Mossy Murder, feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it, feel like Master P. Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment, feel like Master P. Breezy Rebel, Mossy Murder, feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it, feel like Master P.
So what I'm doing, I'm taking all the vocals and I'm taking and I'm kind of lowering the beat just so we have a tighter control.
Ain't no
as we're going into the master bus, because if we're clipping going into the master bus, it's just gonna get out of control.
Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment, feel like Master P. Breezy Rebel, Mossy Murder, feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it, feel like Master P. Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P. Sports, drugs.
Okay, so far I have the 4 plugins on. We're not doing too much here. This one I like the loud and clear plugin, and now we're gonna turn on the God particle. Let's kind of hear it.
Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment, feel like Master P.
And we're checking to make sure we're like not clipping anywhere, and we have this on.
Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment, feel like Master P. Breezy Rebel, Mossy Murder.
Yeah, it's just like adding something to the low end that I like, so we'll keep this on.
Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment, feel like Master P. Breezy Rebel, Mossy Murder, feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it, feel like Master P. Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment, feel like Master P. Breezy Rebel, Mossy Murder, feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it, feel like Master P. Run up in the building just like Master P. All my niggas cool just like I'm Master P. Run up in the building just like Master P. All my niggas cool just like I'm Master P.
We're gonna change the tempo to yeah, it's 87. I'm gonna go 175 because we're gonna get the tempo delay calculator on this guy. And then I'm gonna put that really quickly on my limiters. So I like to start, that one gets the 16th, so that's gonna be 85. So let's do this. And then 171. This one's 170. Okay. So 1.71. So now the limiters, before we even get there, I wanted to tempo let's think the tempo of the limiters so it's working with the hits, because it's especially with these 808s, I want it to reduce and let go according to how we're activating them, or how they're hitting, like to the rhythm of the tempo of the song. So it's not like just like randomly grabbing it, it's grabbing it, letting it go, but it's working in the 6th note, 16th note, 8th note, so we're not like losing any of the transients, and it like really enhances it.
Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like
So we have I was on 11, which I have switched over to 12, but since we are here, let's rock it with this.
Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment, feel like Master P. Breezy Rebel, Mossy Murder, feel like Master P. Feel like Master P. Stevie not seeing me, filet me young, we have chances to keep it P. Don't hate on greatness, hope be more like me. Your baby daddy is a mask, I kiss my pinky ring.
You know what, I'm gonna add this one I've used, stabilizer. So stabilizer has a cool cut feature that we might be able to use on this track. We'll do about 25%. So stabilizer, I'm gonna also hear it in delta so we can hear what's going on. So this is adding, this is like shaping it. This is cutting a lot of sibilance. Okay, so this. So if you can hear, you're hearing all this like sibilant stuff that I really don't like and I want to cut out, so I'm gonna keep it here.
Watch yourself, watch it cook. I got no patience, so I'm getting to it. Shout out my nigga Larry Lama, yeah, we get into it. If I ever took a loss, I make no excuses. No handouts, niggas selling ass like it's prostitution. Why would I care about a broke bitch too?
And then we have the maximizer. We're here at RC4. We're the transients, so we're still knocking pretty hard. We're not pushing too much, but I think we're pretty loud in general.
Like Master P. Ain't no limits to the shit. Feel like Master P. Feel like Master P. Drugs and entertainment. Feel like Master P. Feel like Master P. Easy rebel, my shit murder. Feel like Master P. Feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it. Feel like Master P. Stevie not seeing me. Filet me young. We had chances to keep it P. Don't hate on greatness, ho. Be more like me. Your baby daddy is a mask. I kiss my pinky ring. Bass God flow on the track like I'm Little B. Thank you.
Okay, so I just added all the limiting, and we're not doing a ton. Like it's a 1 dB gain. Same here. It's just 1 dB gain. And now I'm gonna check it with the other masters I have from him, so I can figure out. So the last one I did was 4 jobs, so we're gonna add this one to here, and we're gonna look at the loudness and make sure also that it's matching.
Miss to the shit, feel like Master P. To a brat that ain't got no, you ain't even on the road. Come feel like Master P. With the hustle, I got bout it, feel like Master P. Stevie not like a hoe if you ain't go home and young. We had chances to get.
So automatically, I think the vocals are a little too loud on this version. So we're gonna, honestly, let's just drop it like 3.
Like Master P. Ain't no limits to the shit. Feel like Master P. Feel like Master P. Drugs and entertainment. Feel like Master P. Feel like Master P. Easy rebel, my shit murder. Feel like Master P. Feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it. Feel like Master P. Stevie not seeing me. Filet me young. We had chances to keep it P. Don't hate on greatness, ho. Be more like me. Your baby daddy is a mask. I kiss my pinky ring. Bass God flow on the track like I'm Little B. Thank you. Watch yourself. Watch yourself.
So this is also the good reason to have like this a plugin like Metric AB is to just double check with other songs to make sure your balance is strong. It's like it's actually balanced properly, because sometimes you lose perspective as you're mixing and you're working on certain things. So like you're like heavy on the vocals, and like even though they're a little louder, you're just like you sit there for so long working on them, adjusting them. You're like, oh hey, yeah, this is the loudness level it should be. But going back to his last mix I just finished a few weeks ago, it's a little too loud. So now we're gonna tuck it back in so it can make sense with the song.
Like Master P. Ain't no limits to the shit. Feel like Master P. Feel like Master P.
And also we're a little too loud on the mix here, so we're gonna start dropping some stuff. Like let's drop half a dB here. So half a dB there.
Like Master P. Ain't no limits to the shit. Feel like Master P. Feel like Master P. Drugs and entertainment. Feel like Master P. Feel like Master P. Easy rebel, my shit murder. Feel like Master P. Feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it. Feel like Master P. Stevie not seeing me.
Bob, brand new whip.
We had chances to keep it P.
And you see now that like I've control, like we're just making these adjustments. The vocals fit better, and they're matching the other mixes. Level wise, we're fixing it. So like the vocals are tucked. They're not tucked, but they're like right on top of the vocal of the beat, how they should be. Before it was a little too loud. So yeah, this plugin, like I took a little ear break. All that stuff really does help, so you can kind of get the perspective of the mix, and you can knock it out.
Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment, feel like Master P. Easy rebel, my shit murder, feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it, feel like Master P. Stevie not seeing me, filet me young, we had chances to keep it P. Don't hate on greatness, ho, be one like me. Your baby daddy is a mask, I kiss my pinky ring. Bass God flow on the track like I'm Little B. Watch me chef, watch me cook, watch me chef, watch me cook. I got no patience, so I'm getting to it. Shout out my nigga Larry Lama, yeah, we get into it. If I ever took a loss, I make no excuses. No handouts, niggas selling ass like it's prostitution. Why would I care about a broke bitch 2 cents? Yeah, I keep it peasky though. Fly Norwegian model out and ask for trying to hit the slope. That's
pissed off. If you ain't talking about no bitch.
So one thing that I do want to focus on is like the ad libs. Travis likes them in a certain spot, so I'm gonna A/B to where the last one was to make sure that they make sense.
In it, then you roll call. Fireman, safe, bring the hope out my life. Can't complain like a hoe if you call. Fireman, safe, bring the hoe. Master P. Smart click, bout it, feel like Master P. Sit down, cuffs me, filet me young, we had chances to keep it P. Don't hate on greatness, ho, be one like me, even eat rice. Daddy is a mask, I kiss my pinky ring. Base word like this, out of sight, out of mind, huh? Put a sit on my spine, chef, watch it cook, I got never done white guy.
Still think I can go down, touch more on the vocals.
Hoes on their toes, high knees, how I like. I'm a sign on a hoe, it's a promise, not a plight. I know I'm wrong, but I'ma make it like sugar free. Go y'all murder, feel like Master P. Smart click, bout it, feel like Master P. Stevie not seeing me, filet me young, we had chances. Greatness, ho, be one like me. Your baby daddy is a mask, I kiss my pinky ring. Bass God flow on the track like I'm
How far? When I walk in, all I see is God's grace.
Watch it cook, I
got no flaws. Spin a bag on my
shout out my nigga Larry Lama, yeah, we get into it. If I ever took a loss, I make no excuses. No handouts, niggas selling ass like
to get a pick off. You don't never.
Alright, something switched. I don't know what's switched. Oh.
Never want to see me.
Ain't no limits to the shit, feel like Master P. Sports, drugs, and entertainment. Hustle, I got 4 jobs. I easy rebel, my shit murder, feel a job. Can't complain like a hoe if you ain't go hard. Great at hustle. Steve.
Okay, I think this is actually in a good place, loud wise. So we gotta do. I'm gonna print it and then I'm gonna take it to RX. RX is where I actually double check my loudness meters. It just tends to be the best for loudness. So we're just gonna kind of find the fade for the track when it finishes. So let's kind of put that together now.
Like Master P. Run up in the building just like Master P. All my niggas quick just like I'm Master P. Run up in the building just like Master P. All my niggas quick just like I'm Master P.
All right.
Like Master P.
Right where that bell came, I think is where the beat should completely drop out. That should be our ending. And we're going to just give it a more natural fade. So a fade like that never sounds natural. It sounds like rushed. So you gotta kind of give it like a little bit of a boost here, so it kind of goes like this, and that should sound more natural. Yeah, that sounds cool. So that's gonna be the end. So let's get it. That's the last thought, and there. Take it to the very intro.
I gotta do it big like.
So the intro's actually more here. So the cool thing about Pro Tools, you can just kind of go to your spots. We're gonna create this mix 1. I don't need an MP3. We're gonna go 24-bit, and should be all fine. So let's try it. And the only thing I'm doing now is I'm going to open up my RX, and I'm just gonna check the meters. This was a different artist, so let's open up the last few from him, from Travis. Okay, so last one was 4 jobs. Let's open up the other one, the first one I did for him. And let's see if it's done. Okay, so it's still not done. So let's just wait. In the meantime, as it's offline bouncing, we can kind of see what level we're trying to get. The one that you really want to look at here is integrated gloves. They're both about this range, negative 9.7. This one's negative 9.9, and then we also forget this one has 97%. Where threshold where I read it. Same with this. That's just how much is getting measured of the master. So that stuff's really important. So you can kind of know where you're at, what's actually being read sometimes, because that would be like if your master's too low. If you don't have that level of the threshold for it to read it, you have to kind of like increase the loudness, and not by the ton, but like let's just say you have like quiet parts. Your quiet parts can't be too quiet if the loud parts are very loud. Like it's dynamic, but it's just too wide of a range. You have to find the sweet spot where you're still dynamic, but the low parts are loud enough. Okay, and the mix is finished. Awesome. All right, so let's import the mix we just did right now. See what the loudness here is. And it's a little louder than I would like. It's at negative 9.3. So at this point, we're just playing with these figures. So let's cut this in half, maybe 15, plus 15. And let's bounce this again. And let's read it. The RX stuff is just like the best way for me to get an accurate reading of the loudness. So that really matters the most. So let's see. We're just waiting now. And yeah, we're waiting for it to print through. Once this one prints, we'll check where it's at, and then we'll have a good idea of where everything landed. But we're pretty close. So that's the exciting part. We're not too far off from where we need to be. But it's important that I also just, because this has got to translate when you upload it to Spotify. It's all of them are, you want to make sure that all the tracks flow from one to the other seamlessly, and there's not a drop off in levels. And the thing is, like a lot of these tracks, like the beats have the same type of energy, and they're built the same as far as like the 808s, trap hats, and all that stuff, and the vocals. So you want to make sure that like you're consistent. You want and it's for the listener to have a good experience. They want to listen to all your tracks seamlessly and just be super into it. Okay, so we are done now. Let's upload the new one. See what it reads. Yeah. So this integrated one falls right at 99.6. The threshold measured was 96. We're really close. So that's great. So now it's just the car test. Then I gotta take the car test, headphone test, check in on some different speakers, and I'll make any final adjustments after that. But we just kind of went through the whole mix. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe here on all the different platforms. I'm always also sharing information and tidbits whenever I can, but hopefully have a new mix next week, and tune in. Thanks, guys.